Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Break the Fake, where we debunk fake news and combat false narratives. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee, and let's get rolling. Now let's dive into the latest from everyone's favorite shirtless horseman, Vladimir Putin. During the recent economic forum in St. Petersburg, Putin did something unusual. He tapped his head and, like a diabolical magic trick, out popped a new scheme. No, this one's a doozy. He thought, why not attack the West using someone else's hands? Brilliant, because if there's one thing the West love, it's being surprised by a geopolitical slap from an unexpected direction. Now, this isn't exactly a fresh idea. Iran's been doing it for years, and Russia has its own history of long-distance mischief. But Putin, he's planning something with a bit more flair. Let's call it Destroying the World 2.0. Cue the dramatic sound effect. Now, what does this little plan entail? Imagine a rogue group of international scoundrels all ready to do Putin's bidding. It's like a villainous dinner party, and Russia isn't picky about its guests. So, who's on the guest list? The usual suspects. North Korea? Absolutely. Iran? Best buddies. Throw in a few disgruntled nations from South America, some Houthi rebels, and of course the one country that still adores Russia, Serbia. Picture the scene. A map with real ripped pins marking every hotbed of instability, and it's like Putin's playing Risk but with real people and actual consequences. And his chosen allies? A who's who of global troublemakers. It's almost poetic in this audacity.
Ответов два. Первый – асимметричный. Именно он, можно сказать, и является той самой пугающей сенсацией. Причем оба ответа довольно жуткие. Но жуткие не для нас, а для них. Так вот, первый вариант – это начать поставлять те же самые дальнобойные, высокоточные ракеты, но только лучшего качества, потому что они российские, тем государствам, которые, в свою очередь, готовы нанести удар по нашим врагам. Но Каракас, очевидно, и Куба не единственные точки на карте, куда мы могли бы доставить наше оружие. В голову, конечно, приходит и Йемен, в голову, конечно, приходит хуситы, в голову, разумеется, приходит КНДР. А сегодня в Северную Корею отправился, тоже совпало, первый поезд из нашей страны. В поезде, говорят, туристы, но откуда мы знаем? Подробностей, что называется, нет. Но это первый вариант ответа. Еще раз скажу, асимметричный. Второй, более классический, традиционный. Это, разумеется, ядерный удар, и деваться нам будет некуда. Как только мы поймем, что возникла экзистенциальная угроза для нашей страны, возникла угроза существования нашего государства, мы будем вынуждены нанести этот ядерный удар. Путин сказал, вы знаете, ядерной дубиной я не размахиваю никогда, но я при этом никогда не блефую.
Владимир Владимирович Путин попытался эти остатки здравого смысла как-то активировать, включить мозги Западу. Я имею в виду, конечно же, его слова о том, что мы можем передать стратегические оружие тем, кто является противниками государств, которые передают, в свою очередь, свое оружие Украине для нанесения ударов по России. Мы ведь несколько дней назад говорили об этом в студии.
А мы вот даже карту сегодня нарисовали с нашей редакцией. Подумали, куда бы могли направиться наши ракеты, в какие дружественные юрисдикции.
Слушайте, я думаю, что у Соединенных Штатов Америки в сегодняшнем мире такое количество сторонников, в кавычках, что миллиарды людей были бы счастливы и выстроились бы в очередь за то, чтобы им дали возможность по Соединенным Штатам Америки как-нибудь ударить.
So what's the plan? Well, simple. Sow chaos, disrupt the rest, and sit back, relax, and watch the fireworks after dragging your friends into a worldwide brawl. And let's not forget, this is all happening under the guise of an economic forum. Most people go to things like that to discuss trade and investment, but not Vladdy. He's there to cook up his latest scheme to create global disorder. So, as we brace for destroying the world 2.0, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer madness of it all. In Putin's world, chaos isn't just a tic-tac, it's an art form. And as much as we'd like to ignore it, we're all part of the grand twisted scheme. Turning to Serbia, the pride of Russia, its westernmost outpost, always listening in on Europe's whisper with a glass up to the door. Recently, the Serbian government, led by Prime Minister Vučić, made a grand appearance at the Russian embassy in Belgrade to celebrate Russia Day. Picture this, the entire Serbian cabinet, all decked out in their finest, lining up to pay homage to Mother Russia. It's like the awkward family reunion nobody asked for, but everyone's forced to attend, and you can almost hear the small talks now. Oh, you invaded Ukraine, how quaint. We're just here for the vodka and the borscht. It's a heartwarming sight, really, seeing them fawn over their geopolitical puppet master. And so here's to Serbia, the loyal bat in Russia's belfry, catching every echo of Europe's secrets and bringing them right back to its master. Cheers. Now, we haven't brought up this guy in a while, so we'll give you some news about Kadyrov. Recently, he's announced that the military of the Akhmat regiment captured the Ukrainian village of Urezika in the Sumy region near the border of the Russian Kursk region. Kadyrov wrote in his telegram on the evening of June 9th that this result was achieved in just 3 days and published a video allegedly from a populated area.
Миномет! Выстрел!
Ох, хорошо. Цельно.
But soon after Kadyrov posted this video, Ukrainian head of the Belpol community, Yuri Zerko, said that this village is currently a direct contact line or a gray area. Zerko also suggested that the video of Kadyrov is perhaps a response to the previous statement of the Russian Volunteer Corps about the capture of Tilkino, a village in the border region of the Kursk region. Now, why are we bringing this up? Well, our viewers have to remember that Kadyrov is the most popular TikToker in Russia, and his troops are a TikTok unit. Why? Because during the Russian war against Ukraine, his soldiers were posting very intense footage on their social media. I mean, yeah, sure, looks very realistic, maybe in Kadyrov soldiers' heads, but why do we start talking about Kadyrov at all? Well, recently there's not been any self-recorded videos from the leader of Chechnya, and for over a year now, the head of Chechnya's health has raised many questions. Many Russians and foreign media outlets have been writing about it. The fact that Kadyrov is ill has been officially denied primarily by himself and his entourage. But there are things that cannot be hidden, namely striking changes in his appearance, behavior, and work schedule. We're not saying anything, just some food for thought. Take a look for yourselves. And finally, to end today's episode, we have some breaking news. Now every Russian can drink tea with Putin. Really, every regular Russian citizen. Keep in mind we're talking about Russia though, and of course, nothing could ever be that easy. A Russian candy store is running a special promotion. You can now have little candies with Putin's face on them with your tea.
Сейчас узнаем, какой президент на вкус. Конфеты президент стоят почти 5000 рублей за килограмм. Я взяла 2 большие и 3 маленькие конфеты и заплатила 530 рублей. Состав конфет очень крутой, но удивило, что в составе есть водка. Зачем? Непонятно. Попробовать однозначно стоит. Я покупала в Питере.
Putin candies served with vodka in Russia. Anyone surprised? I wonder though, can Russians get a prison sentence for eating their president? I guess we'll find out. And with that, we conclude this edition of Break the Fake. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.